News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. Chris Crock Show. Our number, of course, 800-288-WBAP. That's 800-288-9227. That's 800-288-WBAP. A couple of things. CBS News reporting today, returning to Ukraine's front line. CBS News finds towns falling to Russia and troops begging for help. The Ukraine's ammunition-starved troops pulled back. Ammunition-starved troops pulled back from two more villages in Ukraine. CBS says ceding them to Russian forces who've capitalized on their enemy's shortages to seize more territory. So there's a little bit more here with explosions reverberating all around. We passed, CBS News says we passed a bombed-out building under which someone had painted a message. We are not asking too much. We just need artillery, shells, and aviation. The rest we'll do ourselves. Written in English, they know exactly how to aim their dwindling bullets at their words at. CBS says we're continuing to count on American partners to help us with weapons so that our guys don't have to sacrifice their lives as a soldier to them. Russian troops advancing. Small towns are falling in the firing line. They name some of them, but I can't pronounce them. They're very long and such. The questions I want to have for you on this are this. Is it time, do you think it's time for us to stop supporting Ukraine? And do you think if we stop funding and arming Ukraine, as I want to do, that Putin would actually take over all of Ukraine and then go into other countries, as folks tell us? I don't believe that at all, and I don't think it's true. And I think it is a way to scare us, and I don't appreciate it. And I think that if they do go into other countries, European countries, that will mean NATO, and that'll mean war. And if that's what happens, then we will join that fight. But I'm not playing a stupid game that says the time for us to put our you-know-what on the table, if you will, our you-know-what's on the table, was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. We didn't. This is why we're here. It's too late unless we want to put boots on the ground, and we sure as heck ain't going to do that. It's all Biden's fault. Pull out. If it goes beyond Ukraine, we'll deal with it then. That's what I say. What do you say? 800-288-WBAP is our number. That's 800-288-9227. That's 800-288-9227. A little bit more from CBS. This is they said this section of the long frontal line, where they're in these villages, that stretches right through Ukraine's vast Donbass region, has seen some of the worst attacks in the war. It's borne the brunt of 2 years of blistering offensive and counteroffensive. They share that, how it's slowly but surely falling and troops are begging. What do they say? Don't beg. It's unbecoming. Number two, from Bloomberg today, Russia-Ukraine war. Kyiv sees risk of Russian breakthrough by summer. I want to tell you this. I see this in the news. I see it lately from time to time, little by little, more and more and more. And honestly, if I'm Putin, this has been so obvious for months now to me. If I'm Putin, this is the time to light it up, man. This is the time to go nuts, to dump everything into destroying Ukraine. Because they're going to win everything that they were losing in the first year and a half of this war. And this is the time they know it, how weak Ukraine is, to crush them. And to get what they wanted and to wrap that up. I think that it's too late to save what Ukraine has lost. And it's wasting our money. And I think if our folks told us the truth in this country, this administration told us the truth, and Republicans that are pro-Ukraine in this war, well, who isn't pro-Ukraine? But I'm just saying, if they want us to keep funding this war and arming and destroying our ammunition stockpiles, I think if they were honest with us, they would tell us what they know. I believe they already know the war's lost. They've known the war's lost for 6, 8 months or a year. And then I like these people say, well, we're draining Russia's ammunition. What does that mean to us? What does that mean to us? Oh, we're beating Russia. We're draining all their weapons. And remember I told you this. The CIA for years had 10 outposts in Ukraine secretly fighting kind of a shadow war against Russia for years. This is a freaking game. And it's a game I don't want to play. What do you say to that? 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. Kevin in Fort Worth, you're on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Good, sir.
I just wanted to call and say we need to just pull out of Ukraine. Stop funding that war. I mean, we got people at home that need money. I mean, it's just, why are we wasting it?
How about when they say too? By the way, how about they? Well, we're funding. We're creating all these jobs. We're funding all these war machine throughout America to build missiles and stuff. I think that's a total BS. Oh, we're stimulating jobs. That's like another Biden jobs program. Here's what I think we should do. I think we should instead spend our money like we do and do more of it for our defense. Go ahead, sir.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's what a waste. And I don't trust Biden to say anything. As far as I'm concerned, he's using Ukraine as a money laundering system anyway, so it's just a corrupt nation. Let's get the hell out of there.
Okay, so you're done and you're out. And do you believe what I believe, that everybody in our government already knows, and everybody that knows anything about Ukraine and Russia and this war knows that it's over? Like, they lost it a long time ago, and all we're doing is trying to drain down Russia's resources, which is not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be doing what we need to do for us. This is a disaster. You agree that it's already been done for 6-8 months or a year or two?
100%.
And yet they want us to pee away, urinate away our money and our treasure.
That's exactly great.
All right, brother. Go ahead.
No, it's, why are we wasting? And you'll never tap out Russia. That's stupid. Let's spend the money on our people.
Well, we could, but that's not our goal. Our goal is not to tap out Russia.
Exactly.
Our goal is to succeed here and keep us safe.
Right. And that's not keeping us safe.
No.
Wasting all our ammunitions on Ukraine. We need them for ourselves.
All right. And by the way, do you believe Putin will actually go in? One of the stories today from the Wall Street Journal, Putin warns an anxious West over nuclear war. He has raised the specter of nuclear conflict, Putin has, if Ukraine's allies step further into a war. I believe that's just saber-rattling, as they call it. But do you actually believe that Putin, if he wins in Ukraine, will maybe take the whole of Ukraine over and then go into other countries in Europe, as we're being told?
No, he's done. That's just propaganda from the left.
Here's what I think. I think they cut out, it's like when you're a kid in school and you reach into a little baggie, a little, what do you call it, lunch baggie, and pick out something that, one of the things in there, and you look at it and you read it, what it says, I win this or I get that. It's either they cut up all these excuses. One, Putin's going to attack other European countries. Two, we're draining Russia's war supplies. Three, we're creating jobs in America. We're funding our war machine. We're hiring people, and a lot of the money's going to red states. It's like they cut out all these different little, it's the size of, I'm envisioning it's like the size of a fortune cookie card, and they throw 10 of these things in a bag, and you can pick whatever one you want, and they rotate them. Yeah,
no, that's exactly right. They're just hoping that Americans are stupid and they'll believe that crap, but we're not dumb.
Kevin, I appreciate your great call tonight. Look forward to your next one. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Up next, the Wall Street Journal, the rise of the do-nothing vacation. More travelers said they want to make relaxation their top priority while on holiday. And here's my questions for you, and I can't wait to get into this and tell you my version. Do you tend to just relax on vacation, or do you like to go to lots of places and do lots of things while you're off, and out and about on your vacation? And what was your favorite vacation and why? That's next on the Chris Crock Show at 800-288-WBAP. That's 800-288-9227 on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. Chris Crock Show. 800-288-WBAP is our number. That's 800-288-9227. The rise of the do-nothing vacation. This is from the Wall Street Journal today, and this is right up my alley. Because my wife and I love to go on vacation and do nothing. Nothing. We love to sleep in till as late as possible, and especially with our late schedule because of my job. We don't go to bed till way past midnight. I mean, dude, I'm on the air till midnight, so you don't go home and turn off a light switch like we're a light switch where we just turn ourselves off and power down. No, you need to relax, watch TV, spend some time with your beautiful wife or husband. So when we go on vacation, we sleep in, and here's the problem for us. It's always a challenge for us to get up early enough for breakfast. Like the free breakfast that I get with my special deal through my hotel chain. And so it's always like almost a hindrance because the breakfast time, depending on where we go, is sometimes like 10:30 or 11. And it's like, dude, we don't get up till 11 or 10:30, and I got to rush to get it and everything. And then not only do we sleep in, but we stay up as late as we want. It's funny when we're in Mexico, you watch crazy TV that's like, and you get some cool stuff too because you get like all these channels like Paramount, Fox, or whatever, and then it just has everything on there. Every movie, everything. And it's not like it is here where it's more restricted with certain things. And you watch the crazy Hispanic or TV stations with crazy stuff that's not like it is here. You know what I mean? But we sleep in, we do nothing, and then we'll like to stay at a place with a beach and just go there all day, or go to the spa and do nothing. How about you? Do you go nuts? I wanted to go. There's a couple we really love dearly here in the Metroplex. We're good friends with. But we were going to go with them to Belize, but they're like, what do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go? And they are like, when we go somewhere, we hit all the attractions. We go everywhere. I'm like, okay, that's not us. I literally, for England, I want to go. I haven't gone to Europe yet, and I want to go badly. But like I have this envisionment of maybe doing a day in London, but I have an envisionment of like staying in a remote or like a village or whatever on the countryside at a nice resort, and then going into London for a day, or a site for a day here or there, but a lot of rest in between, a lot, and doing nothing. Why do you go on vacation and go nuts? Now, you can do it differently. Trust me. I respect it. I just don't like that. And what was your favorite vacation ever and why? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. And this new survey that just came out of 1,000 travelers, the Journal reports, rest and relaxation jumps ahead now of having a fun time and spending time with immediate family as the main motivator for leisure travel. Interesting, rest and relaxation rose 21% from 17%. All-inclusive resorts, I love them now. Because when you go there, you have everything right there. We don't leave. We almost never leave. Especially if you're in Jamaica like we were at, or in Mexico. We don't want to leave either because we want to get shot, killed, or kidnapped, or God knows what. Art in Mansfield, you're on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. What's up, Art?
Hello, Chris. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
I'll make this super fast for you. Real quick, I'm fulfilling a lifelong dream. Every couple of years or so, when I can afford to, I go to Europe, and I'm retracing my father's wartime travels in World War II.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, he was involved in a lot of action from the beginning to the end.
Name some things real fast, and what have you seen so far that was just so gripping to you?
Well, he was in 5 amphibious assaults. North Africa, November 42, Sicily, July 43, and then Italy after that, and then, of course, France after that as they worked up towards Germany.
Oh, my gosh.
But I'll tell you, you want tingles that you'll never forget.
Yes.
Stand on the very beach that you knew your father landed on. And these days, a lot of information is available that was classified back then. I know that I was standing in the correct spot within an eighth of a mile to a quarter of a mile of where they landed. And I've got a tradition now. Each time I hit the invasion beach, I write his name in the sand and then my name in the sand and make that into a memory,
That's really
And,
that's so amazing, Art. I mean that. That's very special to even me to hear that. You know, I think about you. You made me think about this show that was incredible, but I think it was only a couple seasons. We saw every one of them. We loved it. NBC, I should say, had a reality TV show with William Shatner and George, who's the boxer out of Houston? I can't remember his name now. George Foreman, and and Terry Bradshaw, and two or three other people that are amazing that we all love to hear from and like. Oh, Henry Winkler. Yeah. Henry Winkler went to the a spot with his his dad's name on it, his parents' name on it, as Holocaust victims in the country he's from, and because he's Henry's a Jew, and his father and mom, of course, were, and he wept, and it was beautiful to me. It was absolutely beautiful to me. So, so which ones have you been to so far?
Well, I did North Africa.
Holy crap! Where?
And that was Morocco.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and that was I was surprised given the world situation. You know, it's a Muslim-dominated country, and they couldn't have treated me any better.
Good.
I never felt unsafe. The only thing they told me was, don't go away from major cities. You get out in the countryside, and they're not so sympathetic to Westerners. But
that makes sense. Where else?
And then a couple of years later, I went to Sicily, which you may know it as the toe of Italy.
Yes. You know, that must have been amazing.
Yeah. And I was on the exact precise beach that my father and his outfit landed on. And, in fact, the hotel I was staying in looked out onto the beach.
Oh, my gosh.
It really touched me because at first I was annoyed. I'm like, to me, this is like holy ground. And you got a bunch of kids splashing in the water. And don't they know what happened here? And then it dawned on me, Chris, this was my revelation. I thought, this is what they fought for.
Yes!
This place of war and death is now a place for families to come and gather and enjoy and live a life of peace. And I'm like, wow, I totally just had an eye-opener, I think, from God himself. It was
Art, your call is incredible. I mean, you are the best caller, and you've touched me, and I think all of us, so much. Now, have you been to the other places?
I'm about midway through. There's.
Hold on, I want you to finish, but I don't want to rush you. Can you stand by?
Okay, I sure can.
Yeah, this is an amazing call. Art, you stay right there. You have really moved me, and I'm so grateful you called in. And I want to hear the rest of your story without rushing it. So we're going to continue with Art and his tour of places his father served us at honorably in World War II. This is incredible. I want to hear from you, too, with this new article saying that rest and relaxation is the number one thing that people do on vacation now. According to a new survey, it's now number one. I agree. What do you do on your vacation? Do you relax or do you go and do lots of stuff? And what was your favorite vacation and why? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. More stories from Art and more stories from me and from you next. News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. Brand new survey out. Wall Street Journal reporting says that rest and relaxation are the number one activity for vacation. Jumping ahead of having a fun time or time with immediate family is the main motivator. What do you do when you go on vacation? Do you tend to just relax, or do you like to go to lots of places and do lots of things while you're out? And then what was your favorite vacation and why? 800-288-W. I love talking about this, by the way. 800-288-9227. That's 800-288-WBAP. I love talking about it because it's very personal to me and very important to me. So my wife, Faye, and I, we just went again to San Antonio to our resort. There's a resort there, and there's a sister one that cloned the one out of San Antonio in Bastrop, just outside of Austin, that we love to go to. And we love to just sit in the spa for several hours. We love to also sleep in. We love to, we just love to relax. We like to just do nothing. And then go to the hot tub and sit in it for as long as we can until we got to get out. Because I'm turning into a pruner. I can't breathe anymore because they're so long. But, that's what I love to do. That's absolutely what I love to do. It is just heaven for us. What about you? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. And cruises, we went on one cruise. I know some people swear by them and do them, period. But, I'm pretty much game for anything. But the cruise, it was pretty funny. I enjoyed it, but then also I get a little freaked out being in the middle of the ocean. And then I freak out when you see on the monitor, if you go to that channel where it shows your depth and everything, it's monitoring you, and you see that like the sea right there, the level is like 10 miles or whatever, I don't know, 5 miles or 2 miles deep. I'm like, okay, this is, I can't even fathom, no pun intended, how many fathoms down, whatever. But dude, I can't even fathom if that thing goes down and I'm sitting there floating in the ocean knowing there's a mile below me. That's insane to me. I don't like that at all. I don't want to know about that. It's fun when you're out on the middle of the ocean and you can look out there and just sit and eat and stuff. So that is fun. I'm not saying, and we're willing to go on one again. We are. I haven't gone to Israel yet. That's a dream of mine. I haven't gone to Europe yet. That's a dream of mine. And we definitely are aiming for those two for sure. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Art in Mansfield, you have been kind enough to hold. You are going to a tour of every single, you're doing a world tour of every single place your father fought in World War II. And so far you've gone to Morocco, North Africa, where your father defended our great nation. You also went to Sicily, and the most beautiful thing you've told me so far is that it annoyed you at first to look out of your resort and see these kids playing on the beach, and you're like, what's wrong with you? That's sacred ground. But then you realized an amazing thought that I'm so proud of you for realizing, and as you said, God showed you this, and that your dad fought so that people could do that on the beach and be fun and have fun and be kids. So that's amazing. So I just wanted to hear the other places that you've gone to and that you plan to go to for your father and the experience like it was like where he served us honorably in World War II. And by the way, is your father alive still?
No, sir. He's long since passed.
When did he pass away?
Quite some time ago. Summer of '91. He was 70, and leukemia got him. Yeah.
And by the way, what was his name? What outfit did he serve with?
A very small outfit no one's heard of. That's why it's been hard to research it. He was in the He was in the Army, and he was in the 540th Amphibious Combat Engineers.
Wow!
And he always emphasized the word amphibious because they were tasked with the sea-to-shore invasions like you see at the beginning of Private Ryan. Well, here's the crazy thing. A lot of this was classified for years.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And what I've been able to figure out is what happened is, like you watch Saving Private Ryan and the trouble they went through?
Yes.
Well, the night before the invasion, they would send some what we call today special ops people and engineers. And they would disembark from a ship over the horizon, get on rubber rafts primarily, and go to within a few hundred yards of the shore. And they'd swim to the shore in the pre-dawn darkness to, number one, do hydrographic surveys to see if, A, can the sand handle a tank or heavy equipment, and B, to see if the reconnaissance photos were still valid. Is the big cannon on the hill still there, or have they moved it?
Oh, my gosh.
They had to validate a lot of the intelligence. And, again, Dad wouldn't talk about details. I would try to pin it out of him, and I'd like, well, I'm sure the beach was guarded. What did you do?
Yeah.
And, well, we tried to be stealthy, and if not, we had to take him out without firing a shot.
Oh, my gosh. What does that mean? How do you take him out without firing a shot? Do you tell him where to bomb or something? I mean, how do you do that?
I'm trying to be polite for your radio. It was hand-to-hand, most likely with knives.
Wow. Your dad did a lot of that. Your dad did a lot of that. Your dad did a lot of that.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I kind of, a lot of it was me putting the pieces together because he wouldn't say, hey, I went over there and killed people.
No. But that makes him an insane hero to me, like an amazing hero to me, like even higher because, like, He was there when there was no protection, and he had to do with his bare hands what most people could never do or would not want to do. They'd be puking while they did it, and they would only be doing it for their own survival. Your dad is somebody that you wouldn't want to break into his house when he was alive.
They were always on the beach prior to the invasion because they had to make sure that the intelligence was still valid and that beach was still a good place.
I've never thought of that. I would never have thought of that, but it makes 100% sense.
They essentially went to shore the night before, about the same time the airborne troops were being dropped behind the line.
Oh my gosh! Okay, now
Private Ryan. It's only about a 20 or 30-second scene.
Yeah.
If you don't know it's there, you miss it.
Okay.
Because it's in all the commotion. But the Tom Hanks character looks around when they're just getting blown to bits, and they got all these obstacles from the barbed wire, if you remember the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, geez, the engineers didn't get much done here.
Oh, wow.
And that's what he was referring to.
Now, what other places have you gone to, or if you haven't, where are you going to go to real fast?
Real fast, just getting started, hit North Africa, hit Sicily. Next will be Italy, France, and Germany. Real quick in Italy, you might have heard of the invasion of Anzio.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a high loss of life. In fact, his outfit lost more men at Anzio than all the other landings combined in the whole war.
Did your dad tell you stories? Did your dad tell you these stories or some of these stories without getting into the classified stuff, obviously? Did he tell you some of these, or was he reluctant?
He was always reluctant. He would have much rather talked about the architecture, seeing the Roman Colosseum, wildlife.
This is amazing, Art. Let me put you on hold. I'd love to exchange information with you and stay in touch. Maybe I can talk to you further on this in depth. Okay?
Oh, my honor. If it's about my dad, it's totally my honor.
That's it. Let me put you on hold so I can get producer Garrett get his email. And I want to reach out to him. Thank you, Art. You're amazing, and for what you've done for your dad. And your dad's the one who's the hero, obviously. But thank you. You've really touched us tonight. Thank you, brother. All right, now coming up next, Wendy's makes it clear after a backlash, quote, no surge pricing. But isn't surge pricing what happens in all the time in other industries? So why are people freaking out about this? Should they be? That's next on the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. 800-288-WBAP is our number. That's 800-288-9227. This is funny. Did you see about all the controversy over supposedly Wendy's dynamic pricing? They're saying that certain things are higher or lower, surge pricing, they're calling it. The controversy yesterday was that when bacon is more expensive or when beef is more expensive, and their beef is fresh, it's not crappy and frozen, etc. And it does taste different, and it tastes different, and it is better, really. Who doesn't? I mean, some people prefer Burger King, which is hard to believe they're even in business anymore. Like, where did they go? What happened to them, right? Others prefer McDonald's. I've eaten them all. I'm fine with all of them. They're all good, but Wendy's to me is the best. Although you cannot beat a McDonald's cheeseburger, and you cannot beat a McDonald's quarter pounder, and you cannot beat a McDonald's Big Mac. And I'm salivating talking about this. But Wendy's is incredible too, and all that stuff. Anyways, I don't know why they freaked out about this and why other people freaked out about this. You know what I'm saying here? Because look at all the things. Think of all the things that you pay more for depending on the demand. Have you ever heard of people being outraged legitimately? Or have you ever thought it was legitimate for someone to be outraged about airlines prices being expensive? More expensive during the holidays or during spring break? Have you been outraged about how hotels charge more during spring break, or other holidays where people are vacationing a lot? or when you want to book a trip like we did to Aruba, but yet the peak season is insane, and like I can't use my points during half the year there because it's such a high peak and such a high demand. Or how about Uber? If you go during rush hour, paying more. If you want to book a car during peak rental times, I mean, it goes on and on. Are you going to say that it's okay for the airlines and the hoteliers and Uber and parking charges, etc., being at peak during the times when everybody wants to use it? That it's okay for that, but not Wendy's? This is ridiculous. I have no problem if bacon is extra expensive or hamburgers or whatever is extra expensive for legitimate reasons. I don't expect companies to pay for it for me. I appreciate when they do, and I will patronize them more based on the market, but I also will not go if it's too expensive or not buy it if it's too expensive, if I can help it, And then Wendy's today making it clear, quote unquote, that after the backlash, no surge pricing. Engaging in, one person commented on Twitter, engaging in burger arbitrage by buying burgers when cheap and reselling it below peak Wendy's prices during the lunch hour rush. That's great. That's hysterical. AMC charges more for best seats in theaters during prime viewing times. I don't have a problem with that. You either go or you don't go, or you get crappier seats. Whatever you want. Do what you want. But you're going to have to pay more when it's more demand. Why is that a problem? How is that un-American? It's not. To me, if you're a Biden voter or a leftist Marxist or that kind of stuff, or socialist type, then yeah, you can say, these companies are greedy, like Bernie Sanders. They're not greedy. By the way, I don't see how somebody like Joe Rogan can say they support Bernie Sanders, who goes after corporate greed and is a socialist, when he makes, $300 million on Spotify or something? I don't even know. Like, that's corporate greed. Oh, you know what I mean? Whatever. It's like, dude, get out of here. So, I don't have a problem with it, do you? Are you okay with businesses jacking up their prices when demand of their costs surge? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. For me personally, I think about also like gasoline prices. When the supply goes low and the demand is at a higher peak, it's going to be more. I hate it. We like to complain about it. And our president that we have in office right now has made gas prices a lot higher since Orange Man was out and he was in. But demands for natural gas, I didn't like it, but it was because of the Ukraine crap, because Joe Biden neutered our natural gas production and such. This is why we must have a pro-energy policy, but I think it's absurd and ridiculous, period. John Cornyn, Texas, one of our 2 U.S. senators, and he's a milquetoast Republican. He's a fake Republican. I cannot stand him. And especially today, he tweeted out a nasty gram at Ken Paxton, saying, let me see here, he said, hard to run from prison, Ken. Ken Paxton attacked Cornyn, saying, Paxton said it'll be difficult for Cornyn to be an effective leader since he is anti-Trump, anti-gun, and will be focused on his highly competitive primary campaign in 2026. Republicans deserve better in their next leader, and Texans deserve another conservative senator. That is exactly right. And Senator Cornyn replied to him, hard to run from prison, Ken. I told him to, let me see what I told him. I tweeted at him, John, we don't want you in the Senate, and we don't want you leading it. Don't you agree? I don't want that man leading our Senate. He now announced today officially that he's running for McConnell's seat to be the Senate minority leader, and I am a massive no to that.